Hey guys, what's that again? Well, this is what I'm up to today. It is absolutely gorgeous out. I mean, it's probably down in the mid-20s, maybe 30, maybe freezing. Boy, it's nice out though with the sun. See? It is nice. Anyway, the plan today, I had a couple plans. Today is Black Friday. My wife is, of course, out shopping. And after having a lot of family over yesterday, I didn't get to work. So I thought today maybe I'd go out and lift the Galaxie up. One of my videos, you could see that I had a problem with the getting everything to fit. So my truck that I drive every day is in the back bay on the lift, and I was going to bring this car in and put it on the lift, and it's warm out there and it's heated and it'd be a nice place to work. But being that this car is not completely mobile yet, it does run, but the tranny, if you guys look, she's bleeding. So we got a little puddle of goo under there. And that's dripping out of the transmission, I'm pretty sure. It's all red. That one spot in the front might be something else, but I'm pretty sure it's all tranny fluid. So I changed the front seal when I changed the pump, but I think it's coming out of the speedometer cable, I think. But because there's no speedometer cable in it, and there's just a hole. There is a dipstick in it, so it shouldn't be leaking out of there. Actually, maybe we can crawl under here and look. I just jacked it up so it won't fall on me. And we should be able to go underneath it here. Take a look. See what we got. Well, there's the pan. There is some moisture around the pan. Now, that pan was taken off. And new filter, new gasket, clean the sludge out of it. But you can also see on the bottom of the bell housing, it's pretty shiny. So I was thinking it still might be leaking out of the front up here. You can see the color of that. It's definitely red. It's not motor oil. It's tranny fluid. So it's a little redder than that is. But I'm pretty sure that's all tranny fluid. Now this puddle here, that's red. That's that puddle right there. That puddle there, that's red. So she's got a lot of red. She's bleeding. Bleeding pretty bad. And it's weird because I did put a new gasket in the front of that where they typically leak, and a new seal. So I'm not really sure why it's leaking, but she leaks pretty good. And it's not even like it's running. It just sits here and leaks. So maybe the torque converter is leaking. The torque converter was an old torque converter. It went to this transmission. I got it from the guy that I bought it from, so maybe that's the issue. Because I can't imagine that it would be still leaking if it was a seal and that thing wasn't running. So I'm not really sure, but back here in the tail, actually, no, because the speedometer cable is hooked up. That would be the speedo cable right there. So I didn't think I hooked that up. Oh, you know why? Because I never took this transmission out of here. I did the pump and the gaskets and all that stuff with it still in the car. So I don't know. Something squirrely making it leak. Because Could be that torque converter. Maybe the inside of the torque converter. I mean, the pump shaft was broke, so maybe they torqued it and bent or broke something inside the torque converter. Because that's the only thing that I could think of that would hold that much fluid. You know, the pan, that has a lot of fluid, but this has been leaking like this for a while. And, I mean, I started the car this spring, and I haven't started it since. I let it run for a little while, and it ran okay. It just, this tranny's leaking. So anyway, here's the underside. I don't think we've ever shot the underside of the Galaxie, but that's what the underside looks like. We've got to do the brakes on this side. This side over here has, you see, a new brake hose hanging. That's got a new wheel cylinder. It's got new brake pads, or, you know, brake shoes, and that's got an old drum. As you guys can see, it's an old rusty drum. But in the back here, that one there, can't quite see it, but it's shiny along the edge there. You can see that that's got a new drum, new wheel cylinder, but the brake lines are a little rough. I think that probably should be connected to something. Just a thought. That's kind of interesting. Oh yeah, that one must have broke off right up there, right where it mounts. Right up there. That line and that line should go together. So, I've got all brand new brake line for it. E-brake cables are garbage. Fuel line don't look too bad. I'm looking for where it goes. Well, it goes on the outside of the frame, along with the brake line. Goes on the outside of the frame. That's kind of cool. So yeah. And then goes up through. But, you know, the bottom of this car is really in good shape. You know, I mean, for a, there's a hole in the floor there. And there's, I think there's a hole up there. A little one about the size of my fist. Other than that, she's just all greasy and oily, which is what you want. And the trunk is shot. Trunk is really bad. But other than that, frame rails are good. Body mounts are good. The part, you know, the rubber here, that's all good. This was undercoated once upon a time, so that might have helped. And the exhaust is not superly modified, but I don't have headers on it. I got it kind of rigged, as you guys can see. It's got regular manifolds, and I got a piece of flex pipe coming down here, and then this will get slid into that and get welded up. Same thing over there. That one there has the pipe in it too, so it can get welded. E-brake, don't really care about the e-brake. This is another issue here. This, get you to focus. This shaft here, the drive shaft and the yoke, I had to think of the name of it. This yoke is really squirrely. Normally on these, I always see them and they're splined all the way to the back or to the front. You know, where it sticks in, it was splined all the way. This one here is only splined. I bet it's out of the spline right now because the back wheels are off the ground. I bet you dollars to donuts that this thing is opened up here and it's not even engaging. But there's really no leaking here to speak of. That's pretty dry for that part. That should leak. They always leak. Why it leaks like a sieve up there, I don't know. But I figured if I put this thing up on the jack stands. Oh yeah, did you like my jack stands? Check them babies out. Yeah, I know, that one's pretty fancy red, isn't it? Those came out of an old camper, out of one of those Spartans. They're pretty heavy-duty pieces of work. there's probably a good 6 inches of threaded rod in the top of those. So right in there, that's down to the thread right now. I haven't even adjusted them up. This morning I welded those angle iron pieces on them onto a nut. There's a little nipple that sticks up, and you can they'll slide and pivot. So I could take a screwdriver or something and jam it in a hole, crank that one up. This jack stand here is the typical jack stand, you know. I've had that for a long time. That's a good one too. And then these jack stands over here. This one, I know you guys can't see it very well. Oh yeah, you can. Is blue. See the hole? Or you can stick a thing in there. You can see some of the threads. And then the black one over there. Yeah, I know. I painted them all different colors. And you know why? Because I had a bunch of cans of paint that had just enough in them. Now I was able to throw out all those cans of paint. So I got a blue one, a black one, a red one, and a reddish rusty one. But I feel pretty secure under here. I rocked it good, so it didn't feel like it was going to fall on my head. So I think we're pretty good. And you can get under it. So anyway, guys, that's what we're up to today. Hope you enjoyed the view of the Galaxie from the dirty side. Thanks for watching, subscribing, commenting, and we'll talk later. Bye.